Good morning, my wonderful souls. This is High Priestess Summer Rain. I have to give credit where credit is due. I actually took Good Morning, My Dear Souls from one of my favorite tarot card readers online. Her name is Ariel Firelight, and she is just an inspiration to me, and she has inspired me to take up tarot card reading as a hobby. And the difference, though, between many of the people I listen to, like Evolution Consciousness, Miss Mary, Prediction T, those people, their readings are wonderful. I listen to all of them. But it's hard to find a individual who actually reads Egyptian tarot cards. Now, I'm not saying that these came from Egypt, because they didn't. They actually came from Amazon. However, they represent something that others don't. They represent the ancient aspect of the tarot. It's argued that the tarot began in ancient Egypt. And of course, there's been all kind of permutations in all different ways to understand that, or how it exactly came from ancient Egypt to be the many things that is today. But it evolved in Egypt. This is the book that I use, The Ancient Egypt Tarot by Clive Barrett. It's a very good book. It explains the cards thoroughly. And there's nothing in here that's not Egyptian, except maybe some of the interpretation, because interpretation is relative, and relativity means that everybody's going to interpret things differently. Even there is no one way to interpret the tarot card. So I prayed over these, as you saw. So now I'm going to get started with your general card reading today. So let's turn over the first card. And we have the disc of Princess. The Princess of Disc. Princess of Disc is actually very beautiful. She's got a ram behind her. She's standing there very regal with a sword in this lush, rocky place. But she seems like she knows where she's going and what she is doing. So let's see. The Princess of Disc. A responsible, down-to-earth person. She's good in business matters. So this woman is good in business matters and would make an able administrator. So these cards up here are like sort of the overall idea, or sort of the contextual things that are influencing the rest of the cards, or that can inform the rest of the cards. So we have this woman here who is badass, right? She's a good administrator. She's good at business. She's a diligent, honorable, conscientious worker, and she has a practical mind. This woman is careful with her money. This woman's a good manager of financial affairs. Now, I don't know what exactly that means per se when it comes to all of us out here. But the good thing is that it's a positive way to start a reading. Let's pull a card just to see if we get some more enlightenment regarding the Princess of Disc. I just pulled the Ten of Disc, which is interesting. The prosperity of this card is the wealth that has accumulated over the ages. As you can see, these people appear to be rich. Can you see it, or is the sun? They appear to be rich. They've got beautiful fabrics, beautiful clothes on. They're all surrounded by Egyptian writing and nice fabrics. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them. So here we have this good manager, good administrator, good with money, And what this is telling us about this administrator is that it's about wealth that has accumulated over the ages. It has grown. The wealth has grown and been passed down through all of these different generations of people. It's family wealth, built upon endeavors of one's ancestors. Receiving an inheritance of great value, either financial or sentimental, advice from elder members of the family, home and home life, a family gathering. So, you have this practical-minded woman, and you have growing wealth. Wealth that quite possibly could span the ages of time. And that wealth doesn't need to be money either. I mean, we think about good administrators, and it was financial issues that she said. But when you look at this, you see this woman, and then you see this generation of people, it suggests that we don't need to really worry about our financial situation. If we are the Princess of Disc, we have everything we need. If we're not the Princess of Disc, whatever we need to have wealth, to grow wealth, wealth is so many different things. It could be money, it could be love, it could be collectibles, it could be friendships. Wealth can be so many things. But this woman is a good administrator of all of that. She takes care of her business such that her family or her friends feel as though they are wealthy within those spheres I talked about, and that they're happy. And that they're together and they're fellowshipping. You wonder, why is one person out? Well, sometimes there's that one person that is the person who understands how to make it all work, how to make the finances work, how to be a good administrator, in order for this to happen right here. Let's see what the next card shows us. We have the Eight of Wands. You see the Eight of Wands? Let me see if I can get over here. I'm still getting used to this camera. As I've told everybody else, I'm a novice. And I'm trying my hardest. This is the Eight of Wands. So there's a gentleman who just shot an arrow, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wands stuck in the ground. So he's going to make a show of what's happening here. So this is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a very interesting card too. All these cards are interesting and I love them. I keep saying that word, but it is just so true that they are so much of an enlightened source. This is actually a Sagittarian astrological sign card, and it rules the planet Mercury. And the title of it is Swiftness. Swiftness. This card indicates speed of movement. Things get done quickly. A sudden and satisfactory end to a project. A time of change or travel, which leads to a favorable outcome. Journeys overseas, a receipt of a letter from afar, communication at a distance. Also a tireless search for knowledge and learning, wide interest in the quest for understanding, possibly in areas of mysticism, physiology, or religion. And a distaste for superficiality, which may lead to intolerance of others. This is funny because when I think of administrators, I think of intolerance to others. I think that ideas that may necessarily fit with the ideas of how to administrate money and other affairs be very frustrating to have an individual who feels that they know the same thing and is intolerant of the search for the knowledge of learning and experience, So in light of these cards, I mean, these are two separate stories going on here, and I'm not sure what exactly is happening. Administrator, we have the family wealth, we have the search for knowledge, and it also looks at the importance of a full preparation should not be overlooked. So it goes along with the administrator and this ability to build this system of wealth. And I'm going to call it prosperity, not wealth. Okay? Preparation should not be overlooked. Whether it's money, love, whatever, material things, preparation is key. You can't get to this type of relationship and generational prosperity and fellowship and just love that's emanating from this card by doing nothing. So I believe the Eight of Wands gives us some insight into the woman, the Princess of Disc, and the Ten of Disc. The most thing that I think that's important right here is that this individual has wide interest. So you're at no loss of ideas. You just need to be tolerant of others' feedback and not be too hasty in your making of change. Let's pull a card and see if we can find what exactly does that mean. So we have the Five of Wands. We got the disc over here and we got the wands over here. And if you see the wands, this is really interesting. These look like women and men ready for battle, marching in formation, understanding uniformity. You've got all kind of writings in the background. I believe that they may be, they all seem to be flowing in the same direction these people are walking. The movement, there's movement in this card. So we've got these Eight of Wands, not to be intolerant and have a wide array of interest and wants to get things done quickly. And then we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, the strength and energy that could be constructive is put to use in a negative way. Oh my goodness. So these good ideas can be put to use in a negative way. But the idea of creativity that comes out of this Eight matches the potential for creativity in the Five of Wands. The energy of this card is unbounded. It is the infinite entity. It is the cosmos. And it is yours. This is a competition. It's not a competition with other people, but it's a competition with yourself. It's a competition with yourself so that you can make the best moves. Make the right choices. And difficulties will be overcome. So this is sort of the overlay of what these four cards below are going to highlight some more. This is sort of like the macro. What's happening in the macro sphere, if that's a word. I mean, this is just telling us what's happening. And what's happening is that you have all you need to do what you need to do. And I think I say that in every single last reading because I believe it is true. But you have to listen to the cards. Don't go so fast to get it done. Don't be so quick. Because if your dreams do not come true, even though these folks are ready to fight for the prize, there could be difficulty in finding expression and in doing things. So let's see what these tell us. This is the immediate context right now. Here we have the Six of Wands. We've had this, I think, yesterday maybe. And okay, we turn this over. This is the Six of Wands. There's 6 men standing there with 6 beautiful wands. And on these wands, I believe the one in the front, there's a little lion on top of it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm so sorry. I got to get my directions right here. But the Six of Wands, this is the immediate context. What's happening to us right now, right here, right now? The strength and energy that could be creative is put to use to achieve balance. It is victorious, having triumphed over the opposition. So while all this stuff is going on, and you have the capacity to win or fail, practice, take your time, this card is telling us that right now we are victorious over the oppression, over the opposition. Good news and gifts are suggested. Wishes will be fulfilled. Where these cards were used to force its achievement and desires, here diplomacy is proved to be more effective. A card of optimism and confidence. This is a combination of Leo and Jupiter. It gives this card a high degree of humanism. There is self-expression here that is full of inspiration and in full flow. So right now, you really have a lot of energy in you that can allow you to really make your wishes come true. To make your wishes come true. Think about the woman, the administrator, the family of love. Getting things done quickly, but too quickly can be a problem. And then we have those Five of Wands who are doing their thing and quite possibly are marching toward their future. And your future rests with a card of optimism and confidence, the Six of Wands. That's where you're at now. It's funny how you can have stuff going all around you that it can throw you off guard, but there you are, still standing tall and still able to do what you're supposed to do. This, to me, fits with this disc. So I'm moving the cards around a little. Can you see? So the Princess of Disc and the Six of Wands sort of have the same idea. This woman's an administrator. She's smart. And when you're smart, your wishes can be fulfilled, right? Whatever they may be. Whatever kind of prosperity you want to bring into your life. Let's look at the next card. Oh, you have the World card. This is a major arcana. This is a beautiful, beautiful card if you can see it. Again, all these cards have Egyptian imagery. So, the World. That seems to suggest that something's coming. And that's completion. Completion is coming. Final achievement over all one's objectives. These all go together. This is the story. This is the story right here. Just give me a second to just see. Give me 1 second to get this story right in my head. Give me a second. Sometimes it's hard. You gotta take a step back and see what you can see. So, we have our triumph over opposition. Wishes are fulfilled. You're confident. You got these things going on for you. And then you got the World popping in. The World indicates completion of a cycle. Completion, the final achievement of one objective is the attainment of harmony, a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. Moving on, this card indicates the end of an era. So this wealth, this power, this prosperity, it's harmonious. It's satisfying. It's powerful. It's a powerful feminine energy. And these dots line up with our chakras. And she's got 2 wands. So this means the completion of end of an era. Let's see what the next cards are here. Excuse me a little. It's my mom, Shaw. She's been dead about 30 years, but it gives me some comfort to have her underneath my cards. We got the 4 wands. 4 wands. 8, 5, 6, 4. 4, 5, 6, 8. All we're missing is 7. Let's turn this over and see what this one is. This one is the Sun. So you got 2 major arcana. Is that better? You got 2 major arcana here. So let's look with the wands of 4. Excuse me, the 4 of wands. Order, law, government, tact, and gentleness are necessary to success of one's work. Order, stability, harmony, completion of work, lengthy labor. The end of an era does not mean it's the end of the work. There are conclusions, establishing roots in new areas. So when I think back to this administrator, she is changing things. And she has people around her to help her do that. She has self-confidence. And she knows that it's time to change. Spent a long time doing what she's doing. Or the bottom line is that there is harmony here. There's harmony all over here. You know, with the balance of the cards, with, you know, just everything is perfectly balanced in the cards. So there's harmony here. This is establishing one's roots in a new place. A place of calmness and stability. So all this idea of money and wealth, if that's what you're looking at, it doesn't mean anything. Things are coming to an end, a completion. You've been feeling good, doing good, but the bottom line is you're going to start establishing your roots in something new. There's something new for you on the horizon. And let's take a look at this major. Here's the 4 of wands. You can see them. And the next card is the Sun. This is a major arcana. So let's look at the Sun. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. Because this card signifies happiness. You're leaving to find stability. And you will find great joy and happiness, success in your endeavors, achievement and a recovery from the past. Maybe doing things too quickly. Maybe not sensing the direction you're supposed to go into. This is a phenomenal, phenomenal reading. Success in one's endeavors, achievement and recovery from setbacks of the past, good health, riches, a clear perspective on one's life. So here we have it. So let me just think for a minute. If I move these around, give me a second here. Let me see. I want you to be able to see all these. Okay. Okay, I moved it around a bit. Okay, so basically, this is telling me a story about a woman that, this is a general reading. So moving these cards around, I'm seeing that there's a clear trajectory here that comes to an end and begins anew. And you'll be in quite exuberant and happy because you will have found prosperity and wealth. Prosperity, again, does not mean money. It could mean love, friendship, health, and money, and probably many other ways to be to be in prosperity. These are what the cards are saying today. I know it's a little choppy, but the bottom line is you're going to succeed. You got the major arcana of the world on your side, and you have the major arcana of the sun. This is completion, positive completion, and this is happiness. And this is what happiness in prosperity looks like. Friendships, money, health, all kind of ways you can think of prosperity. But you have to stay on the track to get to this end. You have to be practical in all matters. Okay? I'm going to pull out 2 cards from the Anubis Oracle. Anubis is another ancient Egyptian god. And I do love these cards because there's not a lot of them, but they say a lot. And if you can see how beautiful they are, I don't know if you can see that at all. You know why I picked them up. And plus Anubis, he is the judge. He is the one in the underworld, where your heart goes in and then he judges it to see. He is the entrance into the underworld or the other world or the other realm or other dimension or other way of being or other space. He is the facilitator of that. So I'm going to quickly, let me just stick these up here in front of my spiritual guide. Put these here, and let's see if they have any final words for us. I'm pull 2 cards. I already prayed over them. Let me shuffle them a bit. There's not that many to shuffle. Pull out 2 cards. Pull out 2 cards. Oh, seems like they let us have 2 cards right here. Let's take these. Gotta follow your intuition. So this is from the Oracle. First card that came up was Isis, Holy Queen Mother of us all, embodied manifestation of love. the world, the sun. And our next, this is a minor arcana. And our next minor arcana, if I'm saying the word correctly, if I'm not, please correct me, is the star consciousness, generosity. Now, I want to do these things justice, so I want to read exactly what it means, what these mean. I'm not going to play a guessing game or interpretation, because these are very interesting. Oh, and by the way, Isis was married to Osiris, not Horus. If this card has been chosen, Isis will see into the heart of the matter that has been brought before her to dispel confusion and clarity to emerge. As I said, this is a very interesting deck full of many different ways of interpretation. She will show you how to bridge the personal and the transpersonal, that which extends beyond the physicality or our bodies, our intuition. As above, so is below. Isis is committed to renewal and regeneration. The world, sun, the Four of Wands. She assists you in seeing both and rather than either or. Okay? So even though this looks like everything is handy dandy, happy dappy, whatever you want to say, the bottom line is there's always tension. There's always tension, and that's what Mighty Isis wants you to see. As she assists you in seeing both and rather than either or in whatever situation you're involved with. Both and. I don't know if people understand both and mean, as opposed to either or. Either or is an opposition, either this or that. Both and means you've got two things and another, and all three of them can necessarily be at work at one time. So there's like that third eye and your two eyes, which you see with. So this brings out much, much more than what we're seeing here. As you merge with Isis, allow yourself to feel her embrace as her wings surround you and envelope you. Notice how in her embrace she balances and attunes the chakras. As you can see. Can you see this? This is so pretty. Listen for her voice as she offers you encouragement. Isis loves you regardless of what is happening in your world or in your life, and connects to you in a powerful way to your own self-love. So while we're making decisions, remember, we got to love ourselves. And Mighty Isis is the embodied manifestation of love, the Holy Queen Mother of us all. Let's look at one more. This is Sophis. See this? This is from the Anubis Oracle. Star consciousness, generosity, and let us see. I'm not going to mess it up by trying to interpret. I want you to have the real deal of what this is. If this card is pulled, you are being asked to embody your star consciousness. The star of your being is rising. Use this as an opportunity to be seen in the world and to emerge as a conscious teacher of something that life has taught you. Prosperity is experience. Yes, share with the world. You have something wonderful to share. All this is working toward sharing, completion, transition, endings, happy, togetherness, friends. If you find yourself having an underworld experience, meaning Isfet bringing in some confusion, or you're just not in the right place, you can be sure that you will rise. Today is August 2nd, and my name is High Priestess Summer Rain. And I thank you so much for staying for the reading. I hope it talked to somebody. You know, everybody can't get everything out of one reading. So, do what I do. Listen to 3 or 4 and piece them together and see what's going on. But I certainly hope you got something out of this reading. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I wish you all peace, love, and blessings in your life. And I just pray that my aunt will show you the way of harmony and peace, and that you will be able to share with the world all of your gifts, all of your bounty that the ancients have bestowed upon you. Thank you so much.